Hello, welcome to the next edition of Playing Pioneer. And today, for the channel, I'm playing a deck that you've seen me play multiple times in um, in streams and everything else. So don't get, I guess, if you've already seen this deck before, you probably already know what it's about. So far, I am 6-3 through my live streams. And this deck feels really good. So I think this actually is the ramp deck if you want to play a ramp deck in Pioneer. Check this deck out. I think it's actually pretty decent. If you like this kind of content, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe. We're on our way to 2,000 subs. Let's get there together. Let's get into this deck list and see the deck in action. Keep in mind, this video is going to be slightly different editing. I'm trying out something different based off some feedback. So let's get into it. So our deck, we have a couple Grazers, 4 Regents, which is the new card, 3 Cavs, 4 Overlords, 2 Titans, 4 Tyrants, 1 Ulamog, 3 Ugins, 4 Glimpse, 4 Up the Beanstalk, 4 Charms. We have tons of ability to just facilitate ramp. 11 Forest to work with our Glimpse plus Regent. Sideboard, we have a Damping Spheres for combo, Silax, and both Silaxes for aggro, Stonebring for combo and control, Hearse for graveyard hate, Runestone for Coco hate, potentially also like Phoenix hate, Frillback for graveyard hate, aggro hate with life gain, and Artifact and enchantment hate. Against control combo, we probably be cutting out the Ulamog and probably Titan of Industry, go up Emrakul. That is the deck we're trying out today. Let's see if we can compete in the current Pioneer format. Godless Shrine. Thoughtseize. Shit, I've seen that one coming. This hand's really good against that mid-range. You could take up the Beanstalk or Core. Either way, it's pretty solid. Alright, go. So that's probably a much later ramp spell. Okay, so we're facing Grease Fang. Or it could just be Demons. Yeah, it's definitely Fang. So we might be a little too slow for this matchup. Alright, we got to 3. Go ahead. So now we get to go to... You don't have a land? Okay, I was like, that would be very weird. Annex. Drains me. Go a little ramping. Go ahead. Now I have 5 mana. We can get to... Actually, we should get to this Tyrant, which should be a pretty good deal. Still no Fable. I mean, no Fang, which is really important here. So it's really important here, I guess, to get the Tyrant down right now. So get back up to 15, say go. Another Tyrant is really... This card is bananas in this deck. It's actually just a really good Magic card. Just cannot... I guess technically that is 6 damage. I can't block it. So if I play another Tyrant, try to get to... that's rough. And it says only opponent, right? Yeah. Question is, does he attack with... Oh, I'm definitely blocking here. That's no longer... You lose your demon. So that's good. And then I draw another card. Thoughtseize. There goes my Tyrant. You kind of... Oh. Really? That was a weird move. Play another Tyrant. Draw a couple cards. Gain some life. They go. Scoops it up. We have Hearse. Non-land permanents. Technically, Runestone works. Frillback works. Emrakul could work. Down Ulamog. Titan of Industry, not cutting it as a top end. I could cut out the Beanstalk for these. Probably could just trim up the Beanstalk. 2 seems fine. And then we also could trim a Cav. Maybe not Cav. Maybe it's actually... Overlord seems a little weird. These last 3 cards are kind of tricky. There's Frillback. It's kind of needed. But there's not really a clean cut. I guess it could be Grazer. And then one thrones. Right like that. Opponent is gonna salt scoop. I hope not. Okay. Plays the land. Passes. Forest. Go. We have a very good shot of probably not winning this game. We just kind of had a mull too far. And even an Overlord doesn't seem that impressive turn 3. Probably takes the frill back. Or not. No. I guess he could just raise the frill back. Opponent probably has a land in hand. Definitely Castle Garenberg. I think that works. Tap land. Okay, that's pretty decent. That really helps me get. He's done. 1-0. Let's get into the next. Set on green. Go. That hand's really decent. Assuming this is not an aggro deck, we should be okay. That is the weakest matchup. Probably for green ramp is aggro. If it's really fast. A mountain? Come on now. Okay. I guess they answer my calls. Alright. Go ahead. I guess this hand does have a lot of life gain. We kind of have to hope that's going to be enough. Now the question here is, do I play Regent or do I use Hauntwoods? I might have to cast Regent as a body just to gain some life. Because if I don't have a land in hand, so I'm going to have to use one of these, I think. Go ahead. I do need to make sure I hit my land drops. So I have 5 mana. If I draw a castle, I'm pretty good. I could play a Tyrant into a Regent and just keep gaining life. I just gotta pray that I live a turn. That's gonna be very tricky for my deck. Okay, no Nemesis, please. No Nemesis. That's kind of what I'm praying for. And no Monstrous Rage. I mean, you do have a 6-card hand, though. A mouse. So it targets the challenger. Gets a double strike. Okay, so I'm at 8. Please give me a castle. One time. One time. Okay. So I have to play this. Block here. Not Dedge. If he gives that double strike. Lightning Strike. That's lethal. It has to be lethal, right? Okay. Okay. Silax, Throwback, Silax. What are we cutting here? Probably Cavalier and a Ulamog. And up the Beanstalk. Run it like that. Set it all on green. Go. So Blasphem's kind of interesting. Hero, sure. I do need to find a castle. Because that would really push me a long way. What else do you have? Okay, that's fine with me. 3 damage. Ugin. So I think I play Seiju. Throwback. Gain 4. Go. Challenger. So Monstrous Rage on a hero. I still think that means Throwback would trade with it. Oh, he just passes. So land Regent gain 3. So I think that's what I need to do. Next turn I can play a tap Citadel. And hopefully I can stabilize a little bit. So Blasto I could sack and kill the heroes. Ugh. That's not too bad. Have to keep ramping. Go ahead. So this I need to do for 4. I think that's acceptable. So he attacks in with a Lynx. I think I have to trade with the Overlord. What do you have? Strikes my throwback. Okay. So now I'm down to a 4/5. That is interesting, but now I get to play a Tyrant. Gain 3. Draw a card. At this point in the game, I don't really care about Castle, so it's not really worth it. I do want to find a land here actively. Yeah, because that would get me to 8, which for this Ugin, that is the wrong land. Go ahead. Stay on defense. Okay, that's a nice card to have, I suppose. I think I attack with the Regent. Start closing this game out. Go ahead. So now I could Charm. Got it. Now on the draw, I think we bring Cab back in. I think we trim probably something on the higher end. Is Ugin too hard? Probably run it like that. Hard to cast, I mean. As a mountain and a Kamano. Besiege you. Actually, I think I'm okay. Play the land, go. Because Castle can come down after the Glimpse. Another Kamano. Okay. Go to 3 mana. Go. So, if I ramp again, I need to get to a Titan of Industry quick. Or a Tyrant. Silax. I could see that being helpful. Play Castle. Go. So when I do this X1, so I'm thinking 5 here. Manifold Mouse. Okay. This is 2, right? X or less. So, yep. Let's go ahead and do that. Get a forest. 2. Clean up the board. Say go. I'm at 8. So now I should be able to play this Tyrant. Or actually, Titan of Industry is probably the correct one. Even though I would like to play Tyrant first because I get to draw a card. But I think having 2 bodies plus 5 life is more important. So 5 life, body, go. And then we play Tyrant, gain 3, draw a card. Are we actually beating aggro? I said this is one of our harder matchups. We are just we're kind of doing something very consistent here. And that's just getting our lands. It's so sweet. I love this strategy. How about a Tyrant? Hit you for 7. Got 2 bodies back. Scoops it up. 2-0. Let's get into the next. Layer. Go. A Steam Vents. Alright. Glimpse the core. Only if I had a rampant growth in the format. That'd be so sweet. Go ahead. Then I wouldn't have to play exactly mono green. I could splash red for a sweeper. But no, we don't have rampant growth. We just have glimpse of core. Okay, so this is Phoenix, or it could be, is it Lotus Field? So we have four mana. Go ahead and do some ramping. Go ahead. We're getting there. We could maybe beat Phoenix. Probably pretty good likely we could beat Phoenix. Now, Lotus Field, on the other hand. Good luck, Torch. Probably leaning towards Lotus Field. We'll see. Yeah, definitely Lotus. I mean, definitely Phoenix, I should say. Then again, if he would have kept the Lotus Field hand and not have a Lotus Field by turn 3, and not a good keep. So from here, we drop down to 6/5. Go ahead. A Cutter. That might be where it gets a little bit tricky. Cutter is just a really good card. It's very aggressive. So this hyper aggressive version of Phoenix. I do have a Boseiju, ironically. So he's gonna go ahead and get rid of some stuff. Eat. I do have an Ugin. So that's really good here. Actually, that's just kind of GG's. We take 3. No problem with that. We don't even need to expend our Boseiju. Do X2. Scoops it up. Alright, so we have Hearse, we have Runestone, and Frillback. Grazer not doing a lot here. Probably 1 Cav. Titan actually can do something. Ulamog's probably too slow. They get very aggressive. We have 2 more cards to cut. Probably 1 up the Beanstalk. Reasonable to cut up the Beanstalk for a Hearse. I don't really like cutting these, because these are like our stable 3-drop ramp spells. And this top end is just really good in this matchup. Maybe it's just another Beanstalk around like that. Yeah, I think so. Alright, can now land a goop. So we do have one of our 2 up the Beanstalks, which is kind of interesting in this matchup. Especially paired with like double hate spells. Not really going to complain with that. Quarry Steel Cutter, sure. That's a little weird. Get a glimpse. Go. An Opt. And a Sleight of Hand. So that does give you a body. And shocks himself. That makes Spell Pierce. If I do this, these 2, that doesn't seem right. If I do this, blow up Quarry, probably. Get rid of the Quarry. Go. I really wish I can get a ramp spell down. But I don't think I can.
A land.
So now he's going to have to pivot, right, into the Phoenix. Which is okay. Looks like a Treasure Cruise is inbound. Looks like Sorcery's casting a pretty big sorcery there. All puns included. That's not helpful. So I could do this, get a Sunken Citadel. But I think it's correct to up the Beanstalk. You could Spell Pierce this, but annul. Okay. And a Runestone. Go. So that stops the Phoenix. So you definitely should not have took the bait there. I was definitely baiting him with the Beanstalk. There's a reason for it. Another Corey Steel Cutter. And a Picklock Prankster. And a Braid in the yard. So he picks up the Braid. Yeah, makes sense. We'll offer the trade. That's fine. Land. So, I think it's correct here. That is interesting, too. I could get rid of the Corey. But then I'm stuck on lands again. I have to get over this hump, right? Is it correct to just do this? Yeah, let's just go ahead and Overlord. Go. So now I can play Cav and not really worry. Also, that means next turn I can Glimpse plus Charm. So also could be very nice. Especially if he's going to spend his turn, yeah, getting rid of the Runestone. Which is understandable for his sake. But then again, is it really good for me to do Charm plus Glimpse? I'm not really committing to the board. If I did something like Cavalier, that would probably be a little bit better. Even though I really don't want him to have this Corey. Into the Flood Maw. That's a little sus. Like, that seems a little off. But I think his goal there is to just get it back as Phoenix. So he hits me for 10. Now we do have a chump blocker next turn. The little fish. Oh, if you have a Treasure Cruise, there's no point of really bouncing that. I guess, do you have lethal? No, right? Yeah, not. So I'm at 6. Sunken Citadel. A little late to find the lands, finally. So if I exile this... Block 1. Probably Dash. So I think I have to Cav. Whiff. Okay. Go ahead. Wow. That is something. That is something else right there. I don't think that would have been correct to get rid of the Corey. Corey is really good though, but committing to 2 of these. We're on the Plague game 3, so that's a plus, I believe. So we block, take 5. Okay. Now it's game. That's 6 damage I can't block. Damping Sphere also is probably relevant. What am I thinking? Probably better than Runestone, to be honest. Yeah, Runestone's probably less effective running like that. Land. Goop. Now, we don't have a lot of non-lands in this hand, but we should be okay. That's a good pickup. Go ahead. Besage's nice for the Corey. That's a little awkward. But I think I have to do it. You could have an untapped land for a Spell Pierce, which is weird. For the Regent. Okay, tap land, that's fine. Play that. Go ahead and play the Claim. Go. Talent, sure. And a Consider. So we did bring in the Damping Spheres. Hopefully that helps. So we do need to do a Frill back, exile his yard. So we go ahead and pay 2. Destroy the talent and exile your yard. Go. Let's play the hall. If that's it, that's good for me. Sure. So I don't really need to play a land this turn that's untapped. We'll play the Overlord, which means I get to play this lair. And no, I mean his counter does help him here because this is an enchantment. Gust. I don't really care for that. Really, he was just kind of a nice byproduct. Go ahead. You're still not at turning on the hall. A lair, I mean a talent. Opt. Yeah. There's another Phoenix. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We just need the last 2 turns. So you could Treasure Cruise's turn. Okay. Another Phoenix. So I take 6 this turn. Oh, that's a little late. Okay, we play a frill back. I'm paying all of them. Hit you. Go. So we go back to 12. 2 hits from a lair, basically. Okay. A prankster. Hearse. That's interesting. Hatcha. Ugin. Consider. You draw spell pierce. Ugin probably won't live that long. Actually, I'm dead if I don't do it right. 6. Layer 7. Go ahead and do that. You can kill your phoenixes, I guess. I could turn on a layer. That's okay. And chump blocker. I hit for 6. You could also kill my layer after combat. If you deal 5 to it. Consider. Okay. This is a very interesting position, right? So he could layer Hall plus Phoenix me is 10. This is a very interesting game. Treasure Cruise. Okay. You're gonna haul and shove for 7. Okay. So Phoenix is left to block. So now what's my line here? think I need a backup blocker. Right? Yeah. The 1/1 layer. Go ahead. In case he has double, if he has double removal, he wins. Clear block. Go to 2. Hit ya. Got it. 3-0 in the video. Let's get into the analysis of this deck and get into the wrap up. So, what do we learn this week about this deck overall? Like, get to the breakdown, right? This deck has a 75% win rate. 9-3 with the deck. This is absolutely, I think, one of the better decks I've played for Ramp. Now, it is called Colin because of the fact that, well, he was asking me what kind of good Ramp decks could be brewed in the format. And I wasn't really sure. Like, I kind of just threw this together. I thought this new Regent card is going to be really solid because it's kind of like a Nisa. So, like the 3-drop, get 2 forest. It's a fine card. It's Cultivate. But having a body that gains life against aggro is kind of nice. Charm is really good. Beanstalk, like this deck is just filled with good green cards that all kind of have redundant ramp. And overall, I think this actually is a pretty solid win rate in deck in general. Like we have a 69% win rate on the draw for 64 on the play. Keep in mind, I was going through some iterations, some modifications as I went through, but not really a lot. I mean, since, I guess, changing this one thing, it's been... But at 80% win rate, I got rid of the Beanstalk Giant, because eventually I got my full playset of the Regents, which I like better than the Beanstalk Giant. So overall, like, this is a solid deck. The sideboard has not really changed. And overall, just slight modifications. And we are where we are today with a 75% win rate deck. If you do want to play Ramp, this might be the go-to deck. It's actually strong. It does this deck, like you see in the game footage, quite consistently. We have so much redundant Ramp with Core, Charm, Regent, less so Cavalier, and Overlord. All of them gives us up potentially to the bridge creatures, which is Tyrant and Tyrant, or Titan and Tyrant. So, like, overall, I am very happy with this deck. Like I said, if there is a way to get it to where you could splash red, but the only way that could occur is if you actually get rampant growth and Glimpse of Core comes out of the deck. Because that's pretty much the weakness of the deck. Regent we can get away with because this is a splash, right? I guess if this technically was a Cultivate with instead of a get 2 forest, probably pretty decent. Actually, that would have been really fine, actually. If this was a Cultivate with a 4/5 body. We could then we also could splash red or blue, but blue doesn't really shorten our weaknesses, which is, I guess it kind of does against combo, right? Blue is shortens our weakness against combo because we have counter spells, stuff like that. And against aggro, you really want red, so that way you have like pyroclasms, stuff like that. We could definitely do Radiant, the Converge Sweeper, if we could get a mountain in here. Because Sunken Citadel can come down as a different color, in case we need the 3 colors to get 3 damage. But let me know in the comment section. Let's get into the actual deck and close it out. So the deck, like I said, it feels really good. Cavalier is definitely the weakest card. Same with Glimpse, right? If you ever get a better Glimpse, like I stated, it would be so much better deck. I'm not sure what I would want to replace the Cavalier. It's not a consistent ramp, which is one of the big problems. It's definitely not as good as the Overlord or the Regent for what it's doing. So overall, I don't really know what I would think about what cards to trim or do anything like that with. Now, keep in mind this is a relatively expensive deck if you want to play it in paper. It is $561 at the time of the recording. And I guess this Tyrants is the most expensive card in the deck. Blast Zone's pretty cheap. That's pretty good. $1 for Sunken Citadel is pretty cheap. Besiege is probably the most, $40. So Tyrant and Overlord plus Besiege are more expensive cards. So, like I said, let me know in the comment section what you guys think about Mono Green Ramp in Pioneer, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Shout out to all my supporters, and if you want to see any other content from me, check out either one of these two videos and playlist. And I'll talk to you soon.